Now, Motorola has of late ignited the budget and the mid-range segment with its offerings, and be it the Moto G9 or the Moto One Fusion Plus, the company's smartphones have been fairly well received with the critics as well as the audience. Now, recently the brand added yet another smartphone to its ever-growing portfolio in the form of the Moto E7 Plus. Yes friends, the Moto E series is finally back in India, and in this video I'll share my initial experience of using this phone as my daily driver. But guys, before we get on with the video, I want to tell you that the cool folks at Glazed Ink have sponsored this video. Now, if you don't know about Glazed Ink, then they make really durable screen protectors for most, if not all phones. So if you plan on getting yourself the Moto E7 Plus or just want a new screen protector on your current phone, I highly recommend you check them out. And for Mr. Phone's lovely audience, we also have a discount code which should be on your screens right now, so go make the most of it. Okay, so let's start this video with the design of the Moto E7 Plus, and here I am in awe of what Motorola is doing with its budget and its mid-range smartphones. Now, they don't come toting exorbitant looking gradient backs, but still manage to stand apart thanks to their vibrant solid hues. Now, with the Moto E7 Plus, the company has added a two-toned finish of sorts to the back of the phone, which shimmers in a blue towards the top and then features a darker purplish hue towards the bottom. Now, the best part is that this handset sports a matte finish, ensuring two things. Firstly, the phone will not show smudges, and secondly, the paint job feels soft to the touch, giving the phone a superb in-hand feel despite its polycarbonate finish. Now, is the design perfect? Well, no. You see, as much as I like the look of the phone, at 200 grams this phone is quite heavy. It's still somewhat manageable to hold with just one hand thanks to its flat edges, but still, avoid dropping this on your face. Also, I haven't seen a phone with a micro USB port in quite a while, and a Type-C port would have been much more appreciated. Thankfully, the phone does right some wrongs by offering a speedy capacitive fingerprint sensor positioned towards the back under the Moto dimple. Now, there's facial recognition on board too, which worked well, and since the phone comes with lift to wake the display functionality, I could get into my home screen in one seamless motion. Oh, and much like all of the Moto phones launched this year, this one also gets a dedicated Google Assistant button which lets you do things like this. Set an alarm for 7 o'clock tomorrow.
Done. Your alarm's set for tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Now, coming to the display, Motorola has cut a couple of corners here, and the Moto E7 Plus comes with a 6.5-inch HD Plus panel. Now, to be fair, the HD Plus screen on the Moto E7 Plus, it's still the norm in this phone's expected price segment, with the only anomaly being the Redmi 9 Prime, so I don't think docking points from the Moto E7 Plus in this department would be fair. Anyway, the handset comes with a 6.5-inch HD Plus display with a dewdrop notch, which is pretty decent. The colors appear quite realistic, there's very little color shift when viewing the screen at an angle, and the icing on the cake is that you also get Widevine L1 certification with the phone, so streaming shows from Prime and Netflix in HD or 720p should not be a problem. Now, the peak brightness level is a bit low at 400 nits, at least on paper, but I didn't face a lot of issues using the phone outdoors. Oh, and you do get Motorola's fantastic teak display with the E7 Plus 2, which in my opinion is the nicest feature of any Motorola phone's display. As for performance, well, the Moto E7 Plus comes with Qualcomm's brand new Snapdragon 460 processor, which works alongside 4GB of RAM and 64GB of eMMC 5.1 storage. Now, the storage is expandable, albeit at the expense of a SIM card slot, so be wary of that. Now, a lot of people might frown at the presence of a Snapdragon 4XX series processor here, but this chip is quite capable. In fact, it uses the same GPU as a Snapdragon 665 and comes with Adreno 610 GPU, and unsurprisingly, the phone could comfortably play casual games like Clash Royale, Alto's Adventure and Crossy Roads. Now, I didn't face any lags or stutter while navigating through the UI either, so far things are looking great. Again, this isn't my full review and merely my first impressions with the phone, so I'll have more to say about the smartphone's performance in my full review, but for the time being, let's move on to the cameras. Now for the cameras, the Moto E7 Plus offers a dual camera setup at the back comprising a 48 megapixel main sensor and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. For selfies, the device gets an 8 megapixel front facing camera up front, which so far has been the star of the show for me. Now I'll talk more about the phone's camera performance in my full review, but here are some samples for you to check out. Now do let me know what you think of the phone's camera performance in the comments below. If you like the cameras, if you like the daylight shots or not, let's get a discussion going there. Lastly, the Moto E7 Plus comes with a 5000 mAh battery, which I have no doubt in my mind will easily last me over a day on heavy usage, especially when you factor in the phone's power efficient processor and its relatively low resolution display. Now the only downside is that the phone comes with a 10-watt charging brick, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to take at least 2 hours to charge completely. For software though, the E7 Plus, much like most other Motorola phones, comes with stock Android 10 with some handy utilities in the form of Moto UX and Moto Actions. Now the software experience is, in my opinion, going to be the deciding factor for a lot of buyers who opt for this phone, and Moto has promised 2 years of security updates with the phone too, which is nice. But that's all I have to say about the Moto E7 Plus right now. This comes across as a more accessible version of the Moto G9, which the company launched a while ago, and while I don't know the pricing of the smartphone yet, my guess is that the pricing would be around the rupees 8,000 mark. But I will be updating the pricing of the smartphone as this video goes live in the comments below, and we can have a full discussion there whether the price is right or not. But for the timing, if you enjoyed this video, do give it a big thumbs up and share it with your friends. Until next time, this is Prateek from Mr. Phone signing off.